Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us here today on the podcast Aftersight, which is hosted by Audio Information Network of Colorado. And be aware that if you missed anything with our guests today, we will have lots of information in the notes in the podcast. So feel free to read those in case you miss anything. Or you all know how to get a hold of me at Audio Information Network of Colorado. So you can always reach back out to me if you have any more questions. And I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. If you or somebody you know would like to be on the podcast, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And you can reach me through my email, which is pen, PENN, at aincolorado.org. And let's get started. I have a wonderful guest today. It's somebody I just met a week ago and was very impressed with him and invited him onto the podcast today. So I'm looking forward to him sharing his story and sharing his life with vision loss, as well as moving on into the future. Today we have Jose Gutierrez, and Jose lives here in Colorado. He is a graduate of the Colorado School for the Deaf and Blind. And go Bulldogs, right, Jose?
That's right.
So Jose is in a transition between graduating last year and going on into the next steps of his life, and which is where I met him last week. Jose, his aspirations in life is to become a DJ. And I was really fascinated with that because there aren't a lot of people who are blind and visually impaired, in this work area. And so it really fascinated me. And so, Jose, thank you so much for joining us today. Tell our audience a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. As Pen said, my name is Jose, and I am blind, completely blind, and I have retinopathy of prematurity, which means I was born a few months earlier because I was supposed to be born in December, but I ended up being born in September instead.
Wow.
And with my condition that I have is I have the highest level of blindness, so I cannot see anything at all. But I also have CP, which is cerebral palsy, which is a sort of condition that I have within my legs that does not allow me to function or move correctly.
Okay. And is that something that kind of goes hand in hand with you being born so early?
I wouldn't say for sure, but I think that's how it really kind of connects at this point.
Okay.
Considering the fact that, I was born in September, I was supposed to be a December, but I ended up being a September instead.
Wow, you really are a miracle baby, right? Because there's so many little guys out there that are born that preemie that don't make it. So I'm really glad that you were a fighter from birth and are here with us today.
Yes, I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah.
Good move. Good thing.
Was your parents how were your parents? I know with mine, I didn't lose my vision until I was 9, and it was a huge transition for them because I too also have other health issues besides my blindness. And it was a journey into themselves, right? My parents. How did your parents handle you being born with being blind as well as cerebral palsy?
Well, for them, it was pretty hard at first because I wasn't born here in the U.S. I was born in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And, it was pretty hard back in that day when I was really little because getting all these resources that I needed, it's really hard to get these things in Mexico because they're so expensive, and it was kind of also terrifying my parents a lot too because pretty much I only had 12 hours of life once I was born. The doctor told my parents he only has 12 hours to live. So to put it simple, my parents were kind of, terrified that they were going to lose me. So my dad had to kind of do something that's probably nowadays is probably illegal to do, but back in the day, they didn't make it a big deal. My dad had to baptize me. My dad had to baptize me himself because
wow.
they couldn't find the time to get a priest out there on time to baptize me if and when I passed away.
Right.
So they just sat there and waited for those 12 hours. And then the doctors came in and said, it's a miracle. It's a miracle that you survived because those 12 hours of life were pretty stressful for my family. And they were really surprised once they realized, I was born and I'm here. And
yeah.
I'm actually still breathing. So they were happy. And of course, the doctor was very concerned as well because, he thought, I was also going to have other medical conditions like asthma, things like that.
Right.
Thank goodness I didn't have anything of that. But my parents were kind of terrified at first, but then over the years, they've kind of gotten used to it. And they've always found ways to help me out, because I started preschool in Mexico. So they were able to help me out there a little bit. But then I moved here to the U.S. years later, like early 2001, 2002-ish or so.
Oh, okay. So you've only been in the United States for about, what, a decade? 10 years or so?
About 10 years, yeah.
Wow.
But I have, been in school ever since. Because I finished preschool here, and then I went from kindergarten up until middle school, middle school, high school year. And then I'm where I am at today.
Wow. Were you bilingual? Did they raise you bilingual? Because your English is amazing.
Yes, I was born, I only spoke Spanish back in that time. But then over the years, once I realized I came to the US, I had to learn a whole new language. So I had to learn English. So now I am bilingual, which is kind of a good benefit for me, especially when it comes to jobs.
It's huge. I mean, that is a huge asset. I wish I would have stuck with my French and then Spanish in high school. I wish I'd have stuck with it, and because being bilingual today is a huge asset. So that's awesome. So when in your life did you decide that becoming a DJ is something that you wanted to do?
Well, it took me a while because I went through my middle school years and high school years, and then I realized because I actually have this big passion for music. Because people ask me, "What kind of music do you like?" I'm like,
"Yeah,
I'm not picky. I like all kinds of music, no matter what it is, So of course, happy, sad, don't matter. Music is just a big thing for me. And I realized, I think DJ is a big thing for me because, it connects with what I like.
Yeah.
And secondly, of course, I enjoy, listening to different ways music is produced and how it's, combined together or, and you have, many different ways to explore music. And, it really connected with me. And I was like, I feel like that's the best opportunity for me because, one, I like music, and two, I can actually maintain a good, social life with people as well.
Right. Did you have mentors? Were there people in your life, or even now, that you strive to be like?
Well, I think one of my biggest people that I've known is my cousin. She was in college for DJing for who knows how long it's been since I've spoken with her, but she was one of my inspirations. Along with one of my, one of the people that I listened to on the radio. He still is broadcasting up to this day. I went to go see him a few months ago, actually, at an event here at a restaurant in Denver.
Oh, fun.
And I realized, because he does, different reflections, he has people within his team that are also blind or visually impaired. And that realized, and it struck me, I think it's a great job for me because, one, I've noticed many people are always doubting our abilities,
Yes.
sadly to say. And I really want to change people's opinions and perspective because they say, "Oh, you know, you can't do this job because it's so visual." And I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to prove them wrong. I mean, they might not
Yes.
accept it at first, but think about it for a second. It might be visual, yes, but if you listen to the beat and what have you, and the type of music you're using, you can be successful. But
Absolutely.
I don't want to change people's opinions because I don't like when people doubt our abilities, no matter how we are or who we are and how we do things. Of course, we have screen readers and other adaptive technology, but in reality, don't let people's opinions shut you down because if you do that, you're not going to succeed in that.
That's right. I love that attitude. I try to keep that in my own life, but sometimes it's hard. I mean, the unemployment rate for us is, what around between 70 and 80%. So but I do believe that if you have that attitude that, what, it might be harder than it would be for somebody who's sighted, or I might be the first blind person to do it, but I'm going to give it my best shot and I'm going to change the world because of that. I think that's awesome, Jose, and you're so confident and you're so young and you're so awesome with the way that you're approaching this. And you've had so many barriers to overcome. I mean, from the first breath you took, to look at you now. I mean, any one of those things would have kept down most people, but you just seem to be soaring. What do you think? What do you think it is about you that that gives you that?
I think it's just the way my parents raised me,
Mm,
because I always got told, and I will always be being told, is that no matter who you are, what you are, don't let people shut you down. Always respect what you want to do and follow through with what you want to do. Because if you don't, people could tell you otherwise, and you could just shut down and do nothing.
oh,
And I don't. I want to really, like I said, I really want to change people's perspective, the way they think. So,
yeah.
in reality, if you think about this clearly, it kind of helps people understand, hey, they're blind, visually impaired. It's okay. They can still do the job they really pleased to do.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it sounds like you have a really awesome support system in the sense that your parents were really behind making sure that you could be your best self and supporting you and bringing you to Colorado to make sure that you got the education, and those doors open for you. That's amazing because not a lot of not everybody has that, Jose. I hope you know that, and it sounds like you do know how incredible your parents are, that they wanted you to have that spark inside you.
Exactly. I mean that, and also along with the podcast that I'm working with, it it's really helping me as well with, of course, editing and stuff,
Yeah.
different things as well. And it really connects really well because the It's My Job podcast has come along really, really far up to this day, and people are still enjoying it. And I think it really connects to this perfectly because one, it's it makes people understand, our community,
Yes.
our population, and I feel like once they know how blindness really works,
Yeah.
that'll make me change people's opinions. Because, like, look at me, I'm still doing the podcast, I'm still doing it. So, I mean, that's a good thing.
Yes, and I want to say I've been interviewed by a lot of different people in my lifetime for a lot of different, things. And you were a joy to work with last week. You were prepared, and you asked some pretty hard questions, and I think you're really onto something with your podcast. Is your podcast, do you want to share it with our audience right now, or do you want to wait and reveal that later at some point?
I'll probably share that with the audience now, just so
Okay,
they know what they're looking for.
great.
So, the podcast that I'm working with is called "It Is My Job." It pretty much helps target our blind adults being interviewed by students who are blind or visually impaired, asking them questions like how they use technology and how they connect with other people, so on and so forth. And kind of gives you a pretty good perspective on how, our abilities work.
Yeah.
And then, like, of course, later on, I will probably mention where you can find it and how you can find it. And because I'm working on expanding it a little bit more, but I will get into the details about that a little bit later.
Okay. Can you find it on, well, tell us where we can find that podcast.
Well, you can find it on Facebook. Just search for It Is My Job.
Okay.
And you can also find it on the Perkins Learning Technology vlog.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
It's at the Perkins Learning website, if most of you are familiar with it.
Yes.
And then we also have, we did have a number of weeks, but we kind of shut that one down because it was kind of hectic. So
Yeah.
then besides the point, but you can find us on Facebook, the Perkins Learning website, and we also have. I am also trying to expand it to the American Printing House for the Blind.
Oh, wonderful.
So as of right now, it's still a work in progress. I'm still working with them to, change that. But as of right now, we only have it on Facebook and on YouTube. It is called.
Okay.
It is. If you like, once we have it out on YouTube, what I can do is I can send you the link, and we can attach it to it.
Great.
We can have a brief interview of what you're listening to later on.
Yeah, we'll definitely share those links in the text that's with this podcast, so that people can link right to those. So
it'll take it to the YouTube page and stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's great that your generation is really bringing it to the forefront, that because the unemployment issues with the blind and visually impaired, it's so heavy, right? It's scary, and
it's very scary.
Yeah. And so it's great, though, that your generation and what you and your friends are doing is really bringing it out and making it public. And, it's kind of like when you were born, right? Like you're like, hey, I'm here and I'm going to be okay. And so it sounds like you're still doing that, Jose. Like, hey, I'm here and I'm going to be okay. So I think that's wonderful.
It's really wonderful because it, like I said, it helps every single part of the community understand it.
Yeah. Well, what adaptive technology do you use to be a DJ when you're blind and visually impaired?
Well, one is, of course, your computer.
Yeah.
I would assume. I mean, of course, I have to take some classes to really, go through this. Of course, because it's not easy. But you have to have a computer so you can generate a playlist with music of whatever time, party, chill, things like that. And of course, you're going to need to have a turntable, which are pretty expensive, and sound system, so on and so forth.
Right.
Like I said, in reality, I'm still wanting to go to school for it.
Yeah.
Because once I'm done with the program, that's my plan, is to probably go to school and really go deeper into it. And then maybe I can start doing small gigs and then just moving my way up to bigger things.
And your cousin, are you in contact with her enough that she can, you say that she was your inspiration. Is she going to help be your mentor too as you take off into this career?
Well, once I can feel ready to start taking off towards it, I might start contacting her. I have her on Facebook, but she hasn't been working much because of this, COVID stuff.
Right. Oh, right.
But once I get to a certain point and I feel like I'm ready to start pursuing it, I'll probably contact her and see if she can help me out and she can guide me in the right direction, so I can follow this route she took, so that way I can be guided to the right.
That's great. That's great. And the DJ that you mentioned that's in Denver, have you reached out to him to again say, hey, this is Jose and I'm here and you know, you, you're somebody who is inspiring me and
Oh,
as
he
an
knows.
influence. Oh, he does. Okay, good.
He does know, 'cause I managed to take pictures with him. He actually, yeah, well, the station that he works in, it's the main headquarters is in Los Angeles, but
Okay.
it's broadcasted in Denver.
Oh,
But like I said, the main headquarters is in Los Angeles.
okay.
And
Okay. And
like I said,
what station is that? Because I would love to.
it's it's on 92.1.
92.1.
I
Okay.
actually have iHeart. I can send you the link directly to the station.
Oh, okay.
Um, I have iHeart. But he works with that. He does it. The shows in the morning
Okay.
from like let's see, it would be 3 o'clock. Always would be 4 o'clock here until 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. And what is his name?
Well, his name is Alex, and his last name is Lucas.
Oh, okay. Alex Lucas. Okay. Why did that actually sounds familiar to me for some reason? I'm wondering if I haven't heard him somewhere else or something.
Well, I think you might have. I think maybe once you hear his voice in the morning, you
Oh, I'll
might
probably recognize it.
recognize it.
Awesome. I'll definitely um, look more into that too, and I look forward to getting that information from you so we can share it out to our audience. So Jose, when you think about, sort of where you've come from, which is just remarkable that you've overcome so much and you have this amazing attitude moving forward, what do you think is like the biggest influence in your life that's going to keep you motivated to keep going?
I think really at this point is my one of the biggest influences is my family.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be getting as much support as I am now. I wouldn't be where I am today. And in reality, it's all thanks to them. Because if it wasn't for them, who knows where I would have been.
Yeah, boy, isn't that the truth? I feel the same way about mine as well. They really shaped me into who I am today, and I think it's great. Do your parents live in Denver?
Yeah,
Great.
I currently still live with my parents for now. Because, things take time. So I was like, I'll just take it slow.
Well, and you're only 20. You have many, many, many decades ahead of you. So
Yeah, so I'm only 20. So there's not much they can
yeah.
do with.
Well, Jose, so I'm so glad that you shared the podcast. It is my job, and we'll make sure that we put those links that you mentioned in the description in the podcast. And what is something that you would really like our listeners to walk away with from today?
One of the things that I would like our listeners to walk away with from today is don't let people tell you otherwise. Follow your inspirations and really focus on what you really want to do, and make sure you get stuff done and you find your way. Find your way into what you want to do, and don't let people shut you down, because if you do, it could affect you a lot. And one of the biggest things that I know is to always remember to follow your inspirations and follow what people are telling you, and you'll make it through and succeed in life.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jose, for being with us today. And I look forward to following you more and more on social media and your podcast. And I really do believe that you have the heart and you have the skills. You're getting it. The skills you don't have, you're still reaching for those and are willing to learn. You're going to make your dreams come true.
Yes, I think I'll be very successful, and I think I feel very, appreciated by many people.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll keep in touch. Don't worry.
You better. Don't forget us little people when you become famous.
Yeah,
So when you're
you might be able to book me for some gigs if you're wanting to, if you're gonna have a party of some sort or anything.
Ooh, now that gets my brain thinking. I'm actually going to take you up on that. So, we will definitely be talking more about that.
Oh yeah. So. You don't have to tell me twice. I will. I will tell you this: you can find me on Facebook.
Yes.
And on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that I at least inspire more than one person.
You do.
And I feel like I could change people's lives for the better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're doing that with your heart, but you're also doing that with your actions because you're out there actually doing the work, which speaks, novels. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jose. All of you, please check out the notes in the description of the podcast so you can follow Jose in his next adventures, in the next steps he's taking to become a DJ. And if anybody out there needs to hire somebody, especially as things begin to open up more after COVID and everybody's getting back into partying and doing things like that. So you may have a pretty full schedule there, Jose. So, but thank everybody. Be safe out there. Take some time to be good to a stranger. Say hello. Give somebody a smile. It goes a long way. So, and remember, there's always life after sight. Take care and be good.
Thank you, everyone.